Hello and welcome to today's Monday Live. And you've got Stephanie Camilleri, founder of the ADHD Advocate, and
Eleni Sfiroudis here at the ADHD Advocate in New York. Hello.
Hello. So today we're kind of doing this month's theme as being rejection sensitive dysphoria. And today we're going to be talking about ADHD and social skills, or sometimes lack thereof.
Yeah, that's a huge piece of what we see, how ADHD can kind of manifest pretty much across the board. I mean, it's not something that's unique to adults or students or adolescents. It can present itself in so many different ways, pretty much across every situation, which is why it comes up so often in coaching.
Yeah, it's the emotional aspect is very much linked, isn't it, to maybe failings in communication and relationships with ADHD. There is that belief, general kind of belief, that most issues with ADHD, the biggest ones relate to, executive function skills, but actually it is very much this area, the personal relationships, that really affect us the most, particularly because ADHDers crave connection. Is that,
Yes,
have you found that, Eleni?
absolutely. And when we do crave connection, sometimes we're so anxious for that to be successful, we pursue it in ways that are sort of not authentic to us. And by that, I mean being eager to please. So becoming a people pleaser and kind of forgetting what's important to us in order to make someone feel more connected and then to have that relationship be successful. So, and oftentimes those aren't the relationships that do succeed for those very reasons.
Yeah, and we're going to be talking about people pleasing next week, because that is definitely one of our huge failings with really dire consequences, which we will go into next week. But back onto social skills in general, have you found as well, Eleni, that a lot of the time ADHD is sometimes not even aware that there's a problem?
Absolutely. And with many of our clients, and as our many people probably recognize, ADHD loves to coexist with other conditions. And one that we see quite frequently is ASD. And one hallmark of ASD, of course, is being unable or having quite a bit of difficulty recognizing or reading a social situation in a room with another person. So we'll just blurt out what it is that we feel or what we see, or something that is very maybe obvious to us, but not taking into account how that needs to be presented to an employer, a colleague, a friend, somebody close to us. And that's where it can become really challenging.
Yeah, because there's the skills themselves, and obviously knowing what those skills are, knowing that maybe you could benefit from those skills, but then there's the most difficult part, which is applying the skills in the moment.
Yeah, and that's why in coaching we do a lot of practicing. We do a lot of talking about anticipation. What situations can you expect? What could be the outcomes? And let's practice on how you're going to respond to them. But that plays into a whole host of other ADHD symptoms, right, Stephanie? We have so much going on in our brains, the weak working memory. We can tend to get overwhelmed very easily. And then if we're not prepared, that can all sort of go out the window.
Yeah, and definitely it can be a problem in relationships if you feel as if you need to get something out before you forget. And it might not be the best time for the other person to hear that, but you just need to tell them, because you know that maybe if you don't, well, that person, it could be to their detriment later, and yours as well. But yeah, again, that timing aspect, we're not very hot on the timing aspect of things.
That's right. So all of these issues are things that we want to address with clients, certainly in coaching, certainly early. So if you're a student in coaching, this is something we absolutely incorporate, especially for our college students. When they get to university and they have that first flatmate and they, are encountering social situations that they haven't before, we want to make sure they're successful there. And we're piggybacking that into our academic success program for September. So when students get to university for the first time, they have a very clear idea of what's coming, and the social piece is going to be huge.
Yeah, definitely don't. Yeah, I guess our key message here is definitely do not underestimate the impact of that social aspect for ADHDers, because that is the thing that leads usually to the RSD, which leads to the total shutdown of, everything cognitive, but also mood, leading to hopelessness.
Yes.
So completely demotivated, sometimes leading to depression, definitely rumination. So it is key to be able to set up not just students, obviously adults, for success, particularly parents. Our parent online education course talks quite a bit about this and shares some of the skills that you as a parent can use in the moment, for instance, when you're trying to speak or calm your child down. Because let's face it, in that second group, remember the second cup meeting we did last month?
That's right.
The parent that came on was struggling with the child, finding it very difficult to be able to interact with the child in the moment, and because she's dealing with her own emotional dysregulation, and then trying to hold the space for the daughter. So this is not easy. Having ADHD and dealing in relation, it is not an easy thing. So we definitely encourage for you to reach out if you're struggling, and we will be definitely happy to help you, whether it's one-to-one coaching with one of our coaches, whether you want to access our online parenting course or find out more about our university readiness program and academic success program starting in September. Just reach out via our website.
Yes, that's great. We hope to hear from you.
Okay, see you later. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.